miss you guys. Now, some of you have remained in contact with me. Some of you have followed the podcast. So you already know what's up and what's going on. The rest of you, I wanted to keep you updated on everything that was going on, as well as provide information for you on how you can stay tapped in. Okay. So let's go. As I said, it's been months since we tapped back in. And I don't want anybody to think that the Transformation Center has dissolved. We have not dissolved. We have evolved, but we have not dissolved. As a matter of fact, we have a plan in motion now, not just to return virtually, y'all, but we are about to make a comeback in the town of Trenton, New Jersey. So I'm excited about the in-person. I'm excited about the virtual as well. But if you know me, there's nothing like that face-to-face interaction. I love that face-to-face interaction. So I'm going to want you guys to tap in so you can keep up to date with all of that. But I also want to share very briefly with you guys. We've hit the fourth quarter of 2021. And I've been talking about this a lot lately, and because I know, and what is that? I've been talking about it a lot lately because I know that many of you, many of us at times, because I used to do this in the past, but this year I purposed in my heart and mind I wasn't going to do this. You've tapped out a little early. You're already in 2022. And you've already declared that 2022 is my year. I'm telling y'all, you're not going to be able to stop me. You're not going to be able to block me. The devil ain't going to be able to block me. You're not going to be able to block me. This is my year. I've decreed it. I believe it. And I'm going to walk this thing out. I get it. And I'm excited for you. But I want to pull you back into 2021 because there's still an opportunity for you to finish this year stronger than you've ever finished in a year before. This is an opportunity for you not to do the things the way you used to do things, not business as usual, not your personal life as usual, not ministry as usual, not relationships as usual, but this is your opportunity to make up in your mind that I'm going to finish this year stronger than I've ever finished it before. I've been going through a roller coaster of emotions. I've been going through a roller coaster just in business and ministry in my life, just thinking and rethinking some things, assessing and reassessing some things. And one of the greatest resolves that I came to is that it's always around this time that I start to make great plans for the next year while giving up on this space that I still have left. So what would happen if I made up in my mind that I'm going to finish this year stronger than I ever had, and not just through what I say, but also through my actions, through how I show up, and through me just being me. Just being me. Many of you, it's that simple. You're trying to figure it all out. It's not making sense. You want clarity. You want direction. You want understanding. It's just as simple as in you pausing and allowing yourself to rest in the resolve of who you are. I had a meeting, a phone call with my identity strategist, who just happens to also be my pastor, my spiritual advisor, all of those great things. Michael Weston, you've seen him here on this platform. Check him out if you haven't seen him, www.yoursupernormal.com. And in that conversation, we begin to talk about a lot of things. Like, there's been a lot of positive things for me this year. Like, I feel like I've experienced freedom in a dimension or in dimensions that I've never experienced them before. I really do. I feel like I'm more embraced. I've embraced more of who I am this year than I ever have in my life. I don't feel like I'm running from parts of me anymore. I don't feel like I'm rejecting parts of who I am anymore. I feel like when I show up, I'm showing up as my best self. Now, before we go on, hold up. I can't believe I forgot to do this. Let's pause and do our breathing exercises. Take a deep breath in. Hold it. Breathe out. One more time, take a deep breath in. Hold it. Breathe out. Now, if you were able to complete that exercise, that means that there's breath remaining in your body, therefore purpose remains. It also means that you've gathered that energy that you've left in your past. You know, that energy where you say, I should have did it this way. I should have said this. Why wasn't I thinking why was I thinking the way that I was thinking? Why did I let that person down? Why wasn't I involved in that person's life? Why? We've taken all of that energy. We pulled it to the present. Then we went to the future, the possibility of the future, because some of us get stuck in the possibility of the future that never seems to come to pass. And the reality is it can't come to pass because we've exerted that, we left that energy there that we need to pull to the present, okay? Now we've merged the energy we have devoted to our past, the energy we've dedicated to the possibility of the future. We're merging it now with the present energy. And for many of us, let's be honest, we have not been present when we should have been present. Many of us have been distracted by different things. We've been distracted by different individuals. We've just been distracted, baby. Have you ever just found yourself distracted? When we take those deep breaths in and we breathe out, and we begin to inhale new air and exhale that which has been inside of us and we've been holding on to, it begins to free us. It begins to lift weights off of us, and it begins to focus us and gives us a greater understanding that everything that I need, I have right here before me. When I am present, that is my best self. You'll hear me talk about best self. I'm not talking about better self, and I'm just improving myself and I'll be better tomorrow. No, you are everything that you need to be right now. And I'm going to let that sit there because I know that's hard for some of us to swallow because we always feel as if we're not enough. When the reality is, you're only not enough because you keep telling yourself you're not enough and you continue to look for what you need externally when the reality is that everything that you need is locked up inside of you, baby. My shirt says, relax. Your solution has arrived or is here, I think. I can't remember. I'm not even looking down. I don't have my glasses on right now. Your solution is here. Signed, the answer. The reality is, I show up as your answer, but I'm my solution. I show up as your answer to help you navigate to the space in your life to understand that you are your solution. That what you have been looking for is inside of you. It's right there in front of you, but you have overlooked it for years because you did not value it versus what you valued everywhere else. And we've talked about it. We talked about framework. We've talked about that thing. But I want you to finish this last quarter valuing you, valuing who you are. And the only way you can value who you are is that you begin to sit with you. And that's what I was talking about with Michael Weston. We had this conversation, and many of you know I've written a book, From Stagnation to Transformation. If you haven't got your copy, please head over to www.cliftonpettyjohn.com/transformation and begin to invest in the greatest possibilities of your life. All right. Listen, so I've written From Stagnation to Transformation. It's been a couple years, 3-4 years, I believe. I can't remember. It's been a minute since I wrote it. And I am such in a different space in my life. My belief system has changed since then. And I know that I need to do a rewrite for that book. And I know that there's another book that I need to be writing as well. But I just don't want to do it. Now I'm speaking past tense now because I've come to the resolve to do it now. But I was talking to him and I was telling him, I just don't want to do it. And I would always use the excuse, if I had somebody just to sit with me and they type as I talk, I would do it. But then I had to come to the reality, no, I wouldn't, because then I found another excuse for why I'm not doing it. So we kept talking, and we were talking about, for those who don't know, September marked a year since my father passed away. Well, the day before that year was up, Jamil passed away, and Jamil was an intricate part in us coming to Trenton and beginning the ministry. And he's been one of the big supporters, one of my biggest supporters, in the background for years. He's been a son at times. He's been a brother at times. He's been a friend at times, So the day before a year that my father had passed, he passed. So I was dealing with all of them, dealing with all of that. And then I'm also dealing with the reality that I haven't begun to move as a businessman. I'm dealing with all of these things. I'm only comfortable with being an educator. I'm only comfortable being a teacher. I'm only comfortable being a podcaster. And I'm stuck in those spaces of comfortability because that's what I like to do. So all of that's going on, and we're having this conversation, and he's like, okay, so, why don't you want to write the book? Well, anyway, we come to the resolve and the understanding, which I already knew, but I didn't want to face. You feel me? You ever been to that space where you already know what the answer is, but you kind of don't want to face the answer, or you don't want to openly acknowledge that the answer is right there before you because now if you say it, you got to deal with that thing? Yeah, that's where I was, okay? So we were sitting there, and I was like, I just don't want to sit down and do it. I was talking about, I got ADHD and all that stuff. I'm going through all of that stuff. And finally he said, you need to sit down. And I was sitting there thinking like, right, I do. And then I said, but I don't have a problem sitting still. I don't have a problem, being by myself. I love being by myself. I said, I record podcasts by myself. I'm by myself all the time. He said, yeah, but it's the silence that you have a problem with. And that thing hit me right in my face like that. No, I ain't hit my face, but it just smacked me backwards just like that. And I began to realize, yeah, you knew that. It's that silence. Because sometimes I don't trust me by myself. Because I don't like the way that I talk to myself sometimes when I'm by myself. I don't like the way that I process things when I'm by myself. But here's the reality of it. The way that I process things is great, but I never allow myself to fully process things. I always get up in the middle of the process. Therefore, I'm judging the process instead of understanding that it's not the process that's the problem. It's the fact that I won't sit in the process. Oh, that was good. That was good right there. I don't know if y'all like that, but that was good. Any of y'all on here? I don't even know if none of y'all on here. Anyway, but that was good to me. That was good. Sidebar. I realized that I deleted the wrong Transformation Center page. So I'm hoping that everybody has transitioned over to this page. I'm really hoping that happened. But yeah, that was good to me. I hadn't sat through the process. I only had sat through fragments and portions of the process, and I was making judgments off of portions of something that I needed the wholeness of. I always talk about being whole. I need the wholeness of the process, because if I can get the wholeness of the process, then I can understand why exactly I process some things the way that I process them, and I can understand what it is that I need to pull from it. We got to sit with it. We got to sit with those uncomfortable things. We got to sit with those things that just don't feel good. We got to sit with those things that just don't look good. We got to sit with those things that nobody else understands, that some of us have been programmed to believe that we're under judgment because of these things, not realizing we're not under judgment. Our minds are just being cleared. Our minds are being, our minds are being cleared of clutter, and those limiting belief systems are being destroyed within us. Those limiting belief systems are being destroyed within us. So tonight, what's our takeaway? We're going to finish this year strong. We're going to pull ourselves back from 2022, and we're going to say, okay, we still have time here in 2021. And we're not just going to say we have time with it. We're not just going to confess it and believe that it's going to manifest. We are going to be present for it. And as we're being present for it, we're going to show up as ourselves. And when we show up as ourselves, it has no choice but to present itself the way that it's meant to present itself to us. So my question to you tonight, are you willing to be pulled back to 2021? Are you willing to allow yourself to become? Are you willing to do whatever needs to be done in order for that process to manifest in your life? And you know what needs to be done? You need to sit with it. Are you willing to sit with it? And I'm not saying it's going to be easy, but it's only as hard as we make it. What do you mean by that, Cliff? As long as I confess that something's hard and say it's hard, and I never take the opportunity just to embrace it, it's always going to be hard. But when I make up my mind, it's not that it's hard, it's mine. It's for me. What God has for me, it is for me. I'm playing. It's me. And I'm allowing myself to be me. Y'all, possibilities are endless. So listen, here's what I want you to do. I want to extend this opportunity to you guys as well. I created a course called Embrace Your Best Self. Now, I have a t-shirt that says Embrace Your Best Self. Matter of fact, this is a t-shirt here over at the website. Check us out, www.cliftonpettyjohn.com/store. We got some merch over there, okay? But anyway, I've created this course, okay? And I want to partner with 20 individuals, 20 creators who have said, I want to finish this year stronger than I ever have before. I don't care what's happened the last 3 quarters. I want to make sure that when this 4th quarter is over, I'm carrying that momentum in to the next year. Not trying to gather everything together at the beginning of the year and create that momentum. No, we're going to carry that momentum in to the next year. I'm partnering with 20 of you. Now, I have 2 separate classes. We only have 10 to a class. I'm not taking more than 10 to a class. 2 separate classes of 10. Okay? We will meet for 7 weeks, once a week. After that, you'll have a one-on-one session with me. Or throughout that, you'll have that one-on-one session with me. You'll have access to me throughout it. I'm not going to explain everything. You head over to the website and explain all that. But I want to partner with you because I believe in you. And I believe that you are worth investing in. Now, is there an investment to the course? Absolutely, there's an investment. Why? Because the things that we are willing to value, we will invest in. Now, here's what the investment is. Now, keep in mind, it's 7 weeks plus a one-on-one session, okay? 7 weeks plus a one-on-one session for $597, okay? That's less than $100 a session. But the first 5 people that are willing to say, Cliff, I want to partner with you today, I am giving a $97 scholarship to. So then you take that $597, subtract that 97, you have 5 left, divide that by 7 weeks, and it's definitely well under $100 a session. And we'll work out your payment plans weekly, bi-weekly. However we have to work it out, we will work it out. But I want you to invest in you as well. And I want you to finish this year stronger than you've ever finished. Now, you might still have some questions about the course. You can visit www.transformyouinstitute.com. transformyouinstitute.com. There you're going to find a video that's going to give you all the information that you need, as well as some written information that you may need for the course as well. If you still have questions after that, I encourage you to text me at 302-208-9440 and use the word transform you so I know exactly what you are texting about. But run over there now. The first 5 people, we still have a couple slots left as it relates to that scholarship. So I encourage you to hit over there now. Make sure that you don't miss out on this opportunity. All right. Transformation Center, we are about to be back. Stay tuned, stay tuned, stay tuned. Make sure, as I said, Transformation Center, text T.T.C. to 302-208-9440. That way you stay up to date with everything that we have going on. I love you all. I appreciate your support. I appreciate each and every one of you. My prayer for you is that you will continue to allow yourself to become, that you will continue to embrace the entirety of your best self, and that you will continue simply to be. As I always say, create a great day, walk with purpose, and by all means, execute your vision. Peace.